Welcome to Orange County Power Players, where we spotlight the personal, professional, and financial success stories of OC's top leaders. Here's your host, Danny Flores.
Welcome back to OC Power Players, where I interview some of the most successful people in Orange County. I'm Danny Flores, your host, and today we have the honor of having two guests at the same time. We have Ichiro and Chan, zooming in from Irvine. Chan, why don't you introduce yourself, and then Ichiro, you can introduce yourself after as well.
Sounds great. Danny, thanks for having us on. It's an honor to be on your show. I've been an avid fan of your show for a while. My name's Chan Lee. I'm the sales manager for Asuene USA. We're based in Irvine, California, right by John Wayne Airport. My career has been kind of jack of all trades. I like to characterize myself as kind of a Renaissance man, right? I used to own a restaurant. I've worked for really large companies like Dell Computers. And then I started my SaaS career about 10 years ago with a very famous company called Tableau. And I've kind of worked my way through from inside sales, customer success to enterprise AE. And I'm super excited to join or to be a part of the Asuene USA team in helping drive sustainability across mid-market and enterprise companies, both globally and domestically as well. So honored to be here. Been with Asuene for about 14 months, and we are off to a very fast start. And I will let Ichiro introduce himself real quick.
Yes, thank you very much for having us, Danny, again. My name is Ichiro Tanigaki. I'm a US country manager for this company, Asuene. Asuene is originally from Japan. So a little bit of my career. So I started my career with EY, so have a financial background, and moved to the one of the five largest Japanese trading house. I worked in like a investment arm for that company.
Right.
And I was covering energy market, renewable energy, battery storage. So that's when I entered into this sustainability field. And now our company is, helping companies to achieve our sustainability goals. And looking forward to speak more about our company and the industries.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you both for being on the show today. So it's double the pleasure today for our audience having you guys on. Chan, explain to our audience just a little bit for those that don't understand what SaaS is.
SaaS is an acronym for software as a service, right? So 10 years ago, whenever you worked with somebody like me, they would just sell you the software and you get to keep the software and you get maintenance, and we'll just charge you a maintenance fee for it, right? So it's yours to keep, yours to have in perpetuity. SaaS is a new business model, although it's not really new anymore, right? It's about 10 years old, where your resources are shared in the cloud, right? Whether that's AWS, Microsoft Azure. I think one thing that always pops up is how secure is a SaaS environment. I think a lot of credit card companies, hospitals use SaaS now, so that's kind of a no-brainer decision. But basically, when you're sharing and pooling, data centers in the cloud, quote unquote, it's a lot less expensive for your business, and then you're having somebody else manage it for you as well. So that removes some IT resources that you usually invest. So it's not a new business model. It's about 10 years old. It's where you're kind of, for lack of a better term, renting a service from an organization that will help you with your business outcomes.
Yeah, I remember you're saying, okay, so you're saying that I remember my early days starting out where we used to have servers. We used to have like servers, a rack of servers in the office. You have your file server, you have your different softwares that you use that would send you a disk every year, or they would give you a new license number that you had to update when you paid for the license. But everything was basically in-house and on your servers. And then as I guess SaaS came in and as a cloud came in, your servers start disappearing where it's like, we don't need servers anymore. We just need to be able to have a good internet connection and everything's on the cloud.
Yep. So it's infrastructure as a service almost, right? And it's a
Right,
managed service
right.
for you, rather than you having to worry about, license keys for thousands of users. with serial numbers, alphanumeric serial numbers that are
Right,
40,
right.
40 things long, right? So we manage it for you, or a SaaS company manages it for you, depending on your use case and vendor, of course.
Right. So is that what your company specializes in SaaS servicing for different platforms? Or is it one platform, or what does that look like?
So we lead with carbon accounting, right? So that's our SaaS platform. It's an automated platform that allows organizations to track their emissions, their scope one, scope two, scope three emissions, right? To manage all of that data in one place. I think folks that have bought software in the past, the one hiccup or challenge or hurdle is being able to implement it. So we have a very
Hmm.
strong implementation team that helps you guide you through that service. But our lead is carbon accounting, data automation with AI, channeling all of that data into one place, right? But we do a lot of different things. We are also a consulting company that will help organizations, with CDP, SBTI. You live in
Hmm.
California, you know that we are a little bit heavy on regulations, environmental regulations, right? So if you're
A
listening,
little
there's
bit. We're very heavy.
I'm trying to give us some credit, but that's good, right? We got to counteract
Yeah.
what sometimes is happening on the Fed level, right? But
Right, right.
if you're going to do business in California, you have to adhere to our rules, and those rules have been very good for Asuene in helping us, partner with organizations that need help in interpreting the laws and gathering their data and making sure that it's audit ready and clean for
Oh,
California state laws. And then there's New York, Massachusetts, our cohorts, Washington State, they're going to have laws as well, right behind us, to drive
right, right, right.
sustainability.
Now, how important is AI contributing to your services now? And what changes do you have to make as far as, because it's such new technology, it's hard, it's not like you're going to graduate with a degree in it, because you almost don't want to do that, because if you go to college, you graduate, by the time you graduate, like everything you learned is old. You got a whole bunch of new stuff coming out the next day after graduation.
Yeah, I mean, AI is the next revolution, right? I mean, I think you and I are probably close to the same age. You remember, the auto industry. It used to be very
Hmm.
manual, right? And they
Yeah,
eventually had machines that help them do the screws, and if you're not careful, you're using AI to replace yourself, right? So,
right,
to us, AI is a positive. It is exponentially increasing the velocity of your chosen solutions, right? And that's not just in
right.
sustainability, it's in everything, in your CRM, in your accounting software. But the caveat is AI uses a lot of energy in the data centers, and you got to watch for the accuracy sometimes, right? Sometimes AI hallucinates, and the answer that you want, that they're anticipating that you want, isn't very accurate. So it's also a very trust but verify type situation right now. But
Right.
honestly, in the last 2 years, even, it's just been growing exponentially. And you either use AI, or you're probably going to be left on the sidelines for a while, but you have to use it smartly, right? It has to have some science behind it. Now, it's not just, I'm going to plug this in and hope my answers are right.
Right. No, but alluding to what you just said, people are fearful of having their jobs replaced because of AI, but I hear that it's not, that's not the right approach. It's, if you don't embrace AI and learn how to use it to make you more efficient, then you can get replaced by it. So you actually have to be proactive as an employee, maybe even as a company, to kind of train your staff on becoming more efficient and using all of the different AI applications that are coming out on a daily basis. It's just like so many of them. Now, how do you implement that across the company, to be able to continually learn the new AIs that are coming out and how to integrate them into your business?
So if I could jump in, I think like our source business model is like
Yeah.
15 years of 10 years, 15 years old business model. And
Uh-huh.
like I mean, it's going to be, somewhat commoditized in the future, near future. So it's going to be like a database. So
Hmm.
what the differentiation is going to be very difficult. So as a company, we're investing heavily on AI, how to utilize the data. That's the differentiation. So our AI analyze the data in a platform and give the users some kind of advices, how
Mm-hmm.
to achieve the goals, how to reduce CO2 emission or energy usage,
Mm-hmm.
energy costs. Yeah, that's our approach, and we're trying to become like a AI SaaS company.
Mm-hmm.
That's the direction we're heading for.
Yes, and you guys operate on a global scale. Is that correct, Ichiro?
Yes, correct. Yes. So we have an office in Tokyo, Singapore, Bangkok, and London, Cebu, and this are our office. And we have over 15,000 companies, including the subsidiaries,
Mm-hmm.
using our platform globally. Yeah, we have people and customers globally.
So how do you each country has different infrastructure for your systems, right? Maybe some countries are better and some countries are not as advanced at this point. How do you guys mitigate that to be able to offer the same level of service in every different country that you enter?
Um, I mean, I think our service level is we have a global standard of service level, so pretty much similar level of service what we can provide in each
Mhm.
countries. But that's local regulations.
Mhm.
Companies need to comply. So we have um, industry expert in each countries
Okay,
to
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because every country has different rules, different guidelines that you have to abide by, and I would imagine that perhaps the systems have to be adjusted for that to be in compliance with each individual country.
And I think that's part of our strength, Danny, is like, I think first of all, you need to get the data in the right place and you need to know that it's right
Hmm.
and you need to know that's timing. That's step one. That's where you
Right.
start. But
Correct.
then we're able to tailor support towards, hey, California's doing Senate Bill 253 and 261. The EU has CBAM and CSRD. We're able to do kind of tailored solutions because
Hmm.
while everybody has similar problems, everybody's also different as well, right?
Right.
So we're uniquely positioned to do that. I think that's a big part of our success, right? Is being able to work with multinational companies. I won't tell you, the 15,000. A lot of them are in that Fortune 100, Fortune 500 company range. So
Right.
we're able to handle complex data sets. But again, everybody's challenges are the same, but they're also very different and unique as well. And our ability to kind of pivot uh, on that, and I think we make investments on the sales team, but our bigger investments is in customer success and engineering, right? So whenever you ask about
Right.
AI, how we're doing it,
Right.
most of our funding is towards customer success and then
Right.
AI or engineering.
Now, what size of companies do you guys target, Chan?
I mean, so we have a lot of Fortune 1000 companies in our portfolio, but I will say most of our companies are kind of in that what most people would describe as the mid-market range, 200 million to 2 billion. Those companies have to feed into your larger alpha companies, right? So
Hmm.
your larger alpha companies, let's say Costco, Best Buy, Procter and Gamble, they have
Hmm.
standards and their expectations are their supply chain which is like your kind of mid-market suppliers, they need
Right.
to
Right.
adhere to that too, right? So they need to have their scope one, scope two, scope three ready to go. And candidly, most of them don't have the resources to do so, right? Like when I was in
Right. Right.
college, I never met one sustainability major, right? So they don't really have that subject matter expertise to do that. There's not a lot of investment in technology to tackle sustainability because I mean, candidly, I think it's a boogeyman to a lot of people too, right? It's like I don't think I need
Hmm.
to worry about that until somebody says, "Hey, let me see your emissions reports," and or else, right? And that or else could mean I'm going with another vendor and another supplier.
Now, speaking on that, how competitive is it for you guys in your market? Because you're saying maybe not a lot of people understand it, or maybe people just don't want to address it if they don't have to. How does that make you guys or position you guys in the market compared to other competitors, and how competitive is it and difficult to get these clients?
Yeah, I think every SaaS vertical has a lot of competitors, right? A lot of organizations can build software, right? So if I show you a demo of our dashboard, it'll look great. Our competitors, it could look great. I think we sit in the sweet spot to where, we're a big company, but again, our focus has always been on driving adoption. A lot of organizations will just sell you the software and say good luck, but our
Mhm.
investment in customer success is why we're very successful, both in overseas and in the US right now. So that's kind of the difference maker. But I think you start, Danny, with educating the market, and nobody wants to be told what to do. So you
Mhm.
give them the information, you stay on top of the regulations as an organization, you
Mhm.
educate your prospects slash customers, but ultimately it's their decision to act or not, right? But we're here for them whenever they're ready to act.
Right, right.
And if I could add one thing, so as Chan mentioned, we started as like a carbon accounting a company, but
Mhm.
now uh we're trying to be like a horizontal service provider. We evaluate ESG initiative as well, and this year we launched, or actually the new company joined our group to provide an energy management service. And this is more focusing on cost reduction side. That's given the like energy price slides recent years,
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
cost reduction is more familiar for many customers or players, and energy reduction, with there's a huge connection with CO2 reduction. So
Right.
ultimately, what we're trying to do is same, but we have a different angle as well.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, are you guys growing through organically through new clients, or are you guys doing acquisitions as well?
Both. We are making strategic acquisitions. If they have a gap that our platform right now can't address, or we don't want to have the resources to address, but they have the same
Hmm.
values as us,
Right.
we will certainly do that. And I think the company we acquired, addressed that gap because I think uh, the sustainability, everybody cares about sustainability, but the
Right.
biggest
Right.
challenge is ROI, right? And if you're able to
Hmm.
show ROI and walk into a CFO's office and say, I can save you X amount if you
Right.
implement this software, it should be a no-brainer decision.
Right.
This
Right.
this company, with the energy management and the CO2 management, it kind of bridges compliance with costs, right?
Hmm.
Profitability, because ultimately cost can or ROI moves the needle for almost every company.
Right. Now, I think this might be for you, Ichiro. Which country do you see the most growth right now, since you guys have a very, very wide footprint globally?
So currently, I would say Japan, because Japan, there's a countrywide regulation for larger companies, mandate larger companies to report their
Hmm.
GHG emission.
Hmm.
But longer term, we're seeing a lot of opportunity in US because obviously, like economics is larger, and
Hmm.
actually, so ESG perspective, I think US is a little bit behind the curve compared to Europe or Japan. So there's a huge potential, but
Hmm.
currently not too many, small companies, I would say, keen
Hmm.
for ESG. But the global trend is obviously moving towards like a more, eco-friendly side. So I think
Right. Right.
we have a lot of opportunity here.
No, that's great. That's great. Yeah, the economy in the United States is so huge. If it's a little bit behind there's a lot of room to catch up and a lot of room for growth here, right? And I think that falls on your lap, Chan, right? It's your job to infiltrate. Are you the only salesperson, manager, or how big is the sales team?
No, we have the sales team in the US is probably, 10-ish, right? Again, our bigger investment is on the customer success team, which is I also count as sales, by the way, right?
Right,
They have to make sure that we keep our customers.
right.
But it's a tough task, right? In that I think,
Hmm.
as Ichiro had mentioned, our ethos in America is more about individualism, which is what makes us great, right? So,
Hmm. Hmm.
but then our regulations aren't as heavy the APAC countries and the EU right now, and I
Right,
hope we catch up. But our state, California, is doing its part, right? It's doubling down, and
right,
again,
right.
same with Illinois and New York and our cohorts.
Yeah.
So it's just some perspective. I think California's economy is might be bigger than Japan's, right? As
Right.
by
Oh, yeah.
itself, right?
Right,
And
right.
we're positioned in Orange County, LA County. We could probably do really well if we just focused here. But of course, we're getting prospects from obviously the Midwest, right? A lot of
Hmm.
manufacturing companies are there, the South, et cetera, right? But it's a
Right, right.
lot to manage, and we're making a lot of investments to manage it. But again, I think our focus has been on making sure the platform is moving forward, and then the customers that do choose us are getting a good customer experience. That's all that really
Right.
matters in the end.
No, yeah, yeah, absolutely. If you once you land a customer, you got to take care of them. That's how you keep them, right? And then you grow from there.
It's
Now,
harder to
Ichi,
find, yeah, five customers than, it takes like five customers to replace one, or there's some stat like that where
right,
you're
right.
better off just trying to invest in
Spend the
keeping the.
time, spend the resources on keeping them happy. I
Hmm.
mean, at the end of the day, you made a promise of delivery. Why not
Hmm.
just even try to over deliver and that everybody's happy, right? That's kind of how
Under
it
promise,
works.
over deliver. Yep.
Yeah,
Hmm.
100%. Now, Ichiro, which country has the most difficult regulations? And it might be California, so it's a state, but in your experience, which one do you have to adapt?
I think it's still like a Europe, EU, has the most difficult regulation. I
Right.
think, and especially so in EU case, each countries of EU needs to set their own regulations. The concept is same, but
Mhm.
they they need to adopt their own regulations. So there's like a small differences in each
Mhm.
country. So like
Mhm.
service provider like us point of view, it's kind of difficult.
Mhm. Mhm. So you guys have sales teams in each different country that actually understand what the needs of the country are and the companies within those countries?
Currently, we are overseeing from UK,
Yeah.
but the market is bigger in UK or Germany. So larger
Yeah.
companies, larger countries, we have a
Mhm.
uh, expert, but like a smaller companies,
Mhm.
we are overseeing from UK. Yeah.
Interesting. Great. Well, as we get ready to wrap up the interview, and this would be for both of you guys, what's exciting to come in the next 6 to 12 months?
I mean, I think from a company level, I'm really excited to see this company grow. And just like my 14 months have been here, we've been very successful. My approach in sales is if you don't like or love what you sell, if you don't believe in the mission of what you sell, it's going to be very difficult. And all my life, I've always believed in being stewards of the planet, right? And
Mhm.
we made a great acquisition very recently, and who knows what else is on the roadmap soon. But as things shift, as the political winds shift, I think we will see more companies in the fold. And again, I look at this as kind of partnering with organizations to help them remain compliant, to help them keep
Mhm.
customers, and that never gets old in my world, right? Helping
Right, right,
customers. But we'll see. What happens, from a federal level, and that could be very great
right,
for
right.
us. But if not, I'm excited to see what California, New York, Massachusetts rolls out as well. But we are at the very early stage of the bell curve in our growth, and I'm excited to help Ichiro-san build the team and make Asuene, even more successful than it already is.
Very good. Chiro?
Yeah. So our vision is to make a better world for next generation. So I'm committed to this, company's vision too.
Mm-hmm.
And despite the little bit of a headwind in the United States, I speak with larger companies, management of larger companies, but the larger
Mm-hmm.
companies are, still committed to their sustainability goals and trying to involve their suppliers or their stakeholders for their
Mm-hmm.
goals. So that's, I think, really positive for global the ours. So I'm very excited to speak with those people, and they join. I mean, not
Right.
joining us, but that's we find the find people to trying to achieve those goals. So that's very excited.
Right. No, that's amazing. So thank you, Chan and Ichiro, for coming on and giving us a little bit of insight on what you guys do, not only nationally but globally as well. Super interesting. If somebody who is listening and wants to get a hold of you guys, how could they get a hold of you guys?
But I think the easiest way is probably LinkedIn, right? Chan Lee, Asuene, it's Asuene. I think that's probably the best way to get a hold of me. Probably not a good idea to get my cell phone number right out on a public forum, but I think that's probably the easiest way for me.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Ichiro?
I think me too. Ichiro Tanigaki, my LinkedIn. Yeah, yeah. Very looking forward to connect with many people.
All right, great. Well, thanks so much for coming on. And then to our audience, please go to ocpowerplayers.com and follow us on your favorite channel. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having us, Danny.
Sure.
Thanks for listening to Orange County Power Players. Want to share your success story? Apply to be a guest at ocpowerplayers.com/guest.